In a busy hospital where routine often overshadows personal stories, Nurse Anna always found time to connect deeply with her patients. But that autumn afternoon, when Mr. Henry was admitted, something about him captured her attention in a way she couldn't explain. His sad, penetrating eyes seemed to hide secrets that begged to be revealed. Intrigued, Anna decided to investigate Henry's past, not knowing that this curiosity would lead her to discoveries that would transform their lives forever. What she found would not only unravel a mystery but also redefine the concept of hope and redemption. Curious to find out what Anna discovered and how it changed everything? Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any details of this thrilling story of mystery and transformation. Let's uncover Mr. Henry's secrets together. Anna, a dedicated nurse with a heart full of compassion, had a way of connecting with her patients that went beyond the routine of her duties. One crisp autumn afternoon, the hospital admitted a new patient, Mr. Henry. His arrival was unassuming, yet something about his presence commanded attention. As Anna entered his room, she found an elderly man with deep-set, melancholic eyes that held a world of untold stories. His frail body lay almost motionless, but his gaze followed her with a quiet intensity. Anna approached his bedside, noting the severity of his condition from his chart. Congestive heart failure, it read, alongside a myriad of other ailments. Yet, it was the air of mystery around him that intrigued her more than his medical notes. As she adjusted his pillows and checked his Mr. Henry offered her a faint, almost wistful smile. It was a simple gesture, but it spoke volumes, resonating with an unspoken connection. Curiosity sparked, Anna decided to spend her breaks by his side, engaging him in gentle conversation. At first, he was reticent, responding with short, polite answers. But there was a depth to his eyes that suggested a life rich with experience and heartache. Anna could sense that Mr. Henry was more than he seemed, a puzzle with pieces that hinted at a profound story waiting to be told. In the quiet moments of her care, as she held his hand or adjusted his blanket, Anna felt an inexplicable bond forming. She was determined to uncover the story behind those sorrowful eyes and understand a man who seemed so ordinary yet so extraordinary. Little did she know, this connection would soon lead her on a path that would profoundly change her life. Days turned into weeks, and Anna's bond with Mr. Henry deepened. She began to notice subtle details about him, the way his eyes lingered on the window during sunset, the faint traces of a smile when he heard a particular song on the radio, the sadness that crept into his expression whenever he received no visitors. Anna's curiosity grew alongside her compassion, fueling a desire to unravel the mysteries of his past. One evening, as she was tidying up his room, Anna found an old, worn photograph tucked beneath Mr. Henry's pillow. It depicted a younger version of him, standing beside a radiant woman with a child cradled in her arms. The image stirred something within Anna, a sense of longing and a hint of sorrow. She gently placed the photo back, careful not to intrude, but the questions lingered in her mind. During her next shift, Anna mustered the courage to ask about the photograph. "Mr. Henry," she began softly, "I noticed a picture under your pillow. Who are they?" His eyes flickered with a mixture of pain and fondness. After a moment of silence, he sighed deeply and began to speak. "That's my wife, Margaret, and our daughter, Emily," he said, his voice trembling with emotion. "Margaret passed away many years ago, and Emily, well, she and I haven't spoken in decades." The weight of his words hung heavy in the air, the room thick with unspoken regrets and lost time. Anna listened intently, her heart aching for the man who had endured so much loneliness and loss. She encouraged him to share more, and slowly, Mr. Henry opened up about his life, a tale of love, mistakes, and missed opportunities. He spoke of his career as a musician, the joy of performing, and the eventual rift that grew between him and his daughter after his wife's death. The more he revealed, the more Anna felt drawn to help him find peace. As Mr. Henry's condition worsened, Anna made a silent vow to do whatever she could to mend the broken pieces of his heart. She realized that his story was far from over, and that there was still time to bring light into his remaining days. What she didn't know was how profoundly this journey would impact her own life, intertwining their fates in ways she could never have imagined. Anna's mind churned with thoughts of Mr. Henry and his estranged daughter, Emily. The story he shared lingered in her heart, a poignant reminder of the fragility of human connections. Determined to help him find closure, she decided to delve deeper into his past. With a sense of purpose, she began her quiet investigation, hoping to reunite the father and daughter before it was too late. One afternoon, during her break, Anna sat in the hospital's small garden, scrolling through social media profiles and online directories. Hours turned into days as she combed through countless pages, searching for any trace of Emily. Her perseverance paid off when she stumbled upon a profile that matched the description Mr. Henry had given. There she was, Emily, now a successful artist living in a nearby city. Excitement surged through Anna as she carefully composed a heartfelt message, explaining who she was and why she was reaching out. She hesitated before pressing send, aware of the delicate nature of her intrusion into Emily's life. The wait for a response was agonizing, but Anna clung to the hope that Emily would be willing to reconnect with her father. Meanwhile, Mr. Henry's health continued to decline. He became more withdrawn, his once vibrant spirit dimmed by pain and the weight of unspoken words. Anna stayed by his side, offering comfort and companionship, all the while keeping her secret mission close to her heart. One evening, as she was reading to him from one of his favorite books, Anna's phone buzzed with a notification. Her heart raced as she saw Emily's name flash across the screen. With trembling hands, she opened the message and read Emily's response, a mixture of surprise, confusion, and a hesitant willingness to learn more. The following days were a whirlwind of emotions and preparations. Anna and Emily exchanged messages, gradually building a bridge between the past and the present. Emily shared her own stories, her mother's influence, her love for art, and the pain of losing touch with her father. The more Anna learned, the more she realized how deeply the wounds of separation had affected them both. Anna knew the time had come to reveal her efforts to Mr. Henry. She approached him with a mixture of nervousness and hope, holding Emily's latest message in her hand. "Mr. Henry," she said gently, "I've found Emily. She wants to reconnect." His eyes widened with a blend of shock and disbelief. Tears welled up, and for the first time in weeks, a spark of hope flickered in his gaze. As the sun set on that poignant moment, Anna felt a renewed sense of purpose. She had taken the first step towards healing a fractured family, and in doing so, she had also begun to heal parts of herself she hadn't even realized were broken. The journey was far from over, but the path ahead was illuminated with the promise of reconciliation and the power of unexpected kindness. The day of Emily's visit dawned with a mix of anticipation and anxiety for Anna. The hospital room, once a place of sorrow and decline, now held a sense of hope and possibility. Anna had arranged for a quiet, private space where Mr. Henry could meet his daughter without the prying eyes of the busy ward. She had decorated it with fresh flowers, hoping to create an atmosphere of warmth and welcome. Mr. Henry was visibly nervous, his frail hands trembling as he tried to smooth down his hospital gown. Anna stood beside him, offering quiet words of reassurance. "She's coming, Mr. Henry. She wants to see you," she said, her voice soft but firm. The door creaked open, and there stood Emily, her eyes wide with a mixture of apprehension and longing. She was holding a small painting, one of her own creations, as a peace offering and a bridge to spend the years of silence. Mr. Henry's eyes filled with tears as he looked at his daughter, now a grown woman, yet still the little girl he remembered. "Emily," he whispered, his voice cracking with emotion. "I've missed you so much." Emily's composure broke, and she rushed forward, wrapping her arms around her father. "Dad, I'm so sorry." "I've missed you too," she cried, her tears mingling with his. It was a moment of raw, unfiltered emotion, a release of years of pent-up sorrow and regret. Anna watched from the sidelines, her heart swelling with a mixture of joy and sadness. She had played a part in this reunion, but she knew it was just the beginning of their journey towards healing. The bond between father and daughter, though strained and weathered by time, still held the potential for renewal. As they talked, the room filled with stories of the past and dreams for the future. Emily showed her father the painting she had brought, a depiction of a serene landscape that symbolized her hope for peace and reconciliation. Mr. Henry, in turn, shared memories of their happier times, his voice growing stronger with each word. The reunion was bittersweet, a poignant reminder of the time they had lost, but also a testament to the enduring power of love and forgiveness. Emily promised to visit regularly, to make up for the years of absence, and Mr. Henry, buoyed by her presence, seemed to gain a new lease on life. Anna left the room quietly, giving them the privacy they needed to rebuild their relationship. As she walked down the hospital corridor, she felt a sense of fulfillment and purpose. She had witnessed the transformative power of human connection and the profound impact of a simple act of kindness. In the days that followed, Mr. Henry's condition continued to fluctuate, but his spirit was undeniably brighter. Emily's visits became a regular occurrence, and the bond between them grew stronger with each passing day. Anna remained a silent guardian of their newfound hope, her heart lightened by the knowledge that she had helped bring them together. The journey was not without its challenges, but the promise of a brighter tomorrow kept them all moving forward. Anna had discovered that even in the darkest of times, the light of love and forgiveness could guide the way. As the days turned into weeks, Mr. Henry's condition took an unexpected turn. The initial spark of vitality from reconnecting with Emily began to wane, and Anna noticed a growing fatigue in his eyes. Despite the joy of their reunion, his body was betraying him. Anna, with her keen sense of observation and deep empathy, was the first to notice the subtle signs of his decline. One afternoon, as Emily sat by her father's bedside reading aloud from one of his favorite books, Anna entered the room quietly. She saw the pallor in Mr. Henry's cheeks, the labored rise and fall of his chest, and the way his hand trembled as he reached out to touch his daughter's face. Anna's heart ached with the realization that time was running out. "Emily," Anna said softly, trying to keep her voice steady, "I think we need to have a word with the doctor." Emily looked up, her eyes filled with concern. She nodded and gently set the book aside, giving her father's hand a reassuring squeeze before following Anna into the hallway. The doctor, a kind and compassionate woman named Dr. Patel, met them with a grave expression. I'm afraid Mr. Henry's condition is deteriorating more rapidly than we anticipated, Dr. Patel explained. The cancer has spread, and his body is struggling to keep up. We need to discuss the next steps and how to make him as comfortable as possible. Emily's face crumpled with grief, but she held herself together, drawing strength from the presence of Anna and the love she felt for her father. "What can we do?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Dr. Patel outlined the options for palliative care, focusing on alleviating Mr. Henry's pain and ensuring he was surrounded by the people who loved him. Anna listened intently, her mind racing with thoughts of how best to support both Mr. Henry and Emily through this difficult time. Returning to the room, Anna saw Mr. Henry's eyes open slightly, a faint smile playing on his lips as he saw Emily. "Hey, sweetheart," he murmured, his voice weak but filled with warmth. Emily sat down beside him, tears streaming down her face. "Dad, we're going to make sure you're comfortable. We're here for you." Mr. Henry's smile grew a little stronger, and he reached out to hold Emily's hand. "I know, my love. I'm so proud of you." Anna stood back, giving them space, but ready to step in whenever needed. She knew the coming days would be challenging, filled with moments of sorrow and quiet strength. Her role was to be a pillar of support, to provide the care and compassion that both Mr. Henry and Emily needed as they navigated this final chapter together. As the sun set outside, casting a warm glow through the window, Anna felt a deep sense of purpose. She had witnessed the power of human connection, the importance of love and forgiveness, and the strength that emerged in times of adversity. And in that quiet hospital room, she was reminded of the profound impact that one person could have on the lives of others. As the days grew shorter, Mr. Henry's strength continued to fade. The room was often filled with soft murmurs and the gentle hum of medical equipment, a backdrop to the profound moments shared between father and daughter. Anna remained a constant presence, her compassionate care and quiet strength providing a steady anchor for Emily. One evening, as the world outside was wrapped in twilight, Mr. Henry beckoned Anna to his side with a fragile hand. His eyes, though tired, still held a spark of clarity and intent. "Anna," he whispered, his voice barely audible, "I need your help with something important." Anna leaned in, listening intently as Mr. Henry spoke. He expressed his gratitude for her care and kindness, then revealed a small, weathered notebook from under his pillow. "This," he said, placing it in Anna's hands, "contains letters for Emily. Letters I wrote over the years, explaining things I never had the courage to say." Anna's heart tightened with emotion as she accepted the notebook, feeling the weight of Mr. Henry's words and the significance of his request. She promised him that she would ensure Emily received these letters, each one a piece of her father's heart, a bridge between the past and the present. The next morning, as the first light of dawn seeped through the curtains, Mr. Henry's breath became more labored. Emily sat by his side, holding his hand, her heart breaking as she watched the life slowly slip from his body. Anna stood quietly nearby, ready to offer comfort and support. With a final, loving gaze at his daughter, Mr. Henry whispered, "I love you, Emily. Never forget that." His eyes closed, and his chest rose and fell one last time. Emily's sobs filled the room, a raw, aching sound that echoed the pain in her heart. In the days following Mr. Henry's passing, the house felt emptier, the loss hanging heavily in the air. Emily moved through her grief with the support of Anna, who remained by her side, offering quiet companionship and a listening ear. One afternoon, Anna approached Emily with the notebook Mr. Henry had entrusted to her. "Emily," she said gently, "your father left this for you. It's filled with letters he wrote over the years. He wanted you to have them." Emily's hands trembled as she took the notebook, her eyes filling with tears. She opened it to the first page, seeing her father's familiar handwriting. As she read the words, a mixture of sorrow and comfort washed over her. Each letter revealed a piece of her father's soul, his regrets, his hopes, and his undying love for her. Anna watched as Emily read, knowing that these letters would help her heal, offering a way to reconnect with her father and find closure. The room, once filled with the weight of loss, now held a sense of peace and hope, the love between father and daughter transcending even death. In those moments of quiet reflection, Anna felt a deep sense of fulfillment. She had fulfilled Mr. Henry's final wish and provided Emily with a lasting gift of her father's love. And in doing so, she discovered her own strength and purpose, a reminder of the profound impact that compassion and kindness can have on the lives of others. With each letter she read, Emily felt her father's presence guiding her, offering wisdom and love from beyond the grave. The notebook became her most treasured possession, a source of strength and solace in the wake of her loss. Anna's unwavering support through these difficult days forged a bond between them that felt almost like family. One morning, Emily found herself sitting in the sunlit garden, the notebook open on her lap. The last letters she read spoke of dreams her father had for her, dreams he never had the chance to see realized. As she absorbed his words, a sense of clarity began to form in her mind. She knew she needed to honor his memory by living a life full of purpose and passion. Anna joined her in the garden, her presence a quiet comfort. Emily looked up, a new resolve shining in her eyes. "Anna, I want to do something meaningful with my life. I want to help others the way you helped my father and me. I think it's what he would have wanted." Anna smiled, feeling a deep sense of pride in Emily's decision. "That's a beautiful way to honor him, Emily. You have a kind heart and a compassionate soul. You'll make a difference in so many lives." Together, they began to explore ways Emily could channel her energy and passion. Anna shared stories of her own experiences in nursing, inspiring Emily with tales of resilience and hope. They discussed various paths, from healthcare to social work, each conversation bringing Emily closer to her new purpose. As weeks turned into months, Emily enrolled in a program to become a nurse, following in Anna's footsteps. Her studies were rigorous, but she approached them with a determination fueled by her father's letters and Anna's encouragement. The memories of her father's illness and the profound impact Anna had on their lives kept her motivated, driving her to excel. Emily and Anna's friendship deepened as they navigated this new chapter together. They became an inseparable team, supporting each other through challenges and celebrating each other's victories. The house, once filled with sorrow, now echoed with laughter and lively discussions about their shared passion for helping others. One evening, as they sat together reminiscing about Mr. Henry, Anna shared a story that she had kept close to her heart. "You know, Emily, your father once told me that he regretted not pursuing his dreams. He wanted you to know that it's never too late to follow your heart and that you should never let fear hold you back." Emily nodded, tears of gratitude shining in her eyes. "I think I understand now, Anna. My father's letters, your support, they've given me the courage to live my life fully. I'll carry his memory with me in everything I do." In those moments, the garden seemed to glow with a serene light, as if Mr. Henry himself was watching over them, his spirit at peace knowing his daughter was on a path filled with love and purpose. And as Emily and Anna sat side by side, They knew that their journey was just beginning, bound by a shared commitment to making the world a better place, one compassionate act at a time. One crisp autumn morning, Emily sat in her father's favorite armchair, wrapped in a cozy blanket as the soft light filtered through the window. She had been deep in her studies, immersing herself in medical textbooks and nursing manuals, when she stumbled upon a passage that sparked a sudden realization. The words resonated with her in a way that felt almost mystical, as if her father's spirit was guiding her once more. She closed the book and looked around the room, her eyes landing on the notebook her father had left behind. With a deep breath, she opened it to a random page, and there, in his familiar handwriting, was a note that seemed to answer the very questions swirling in her mind. "Dear Emily," it began, "remember that every patient is someone's loved one, deserving of kindness and compassion. Your empathy will be your greatest tool. Trust in yourself, and you will make a difference in ways you cannot yet imagine." As she read the words, Emily felt a warmth spread through her chest, a reaffirmation of her chosen path. She knew that her father's wisdom was not just a comforting memory, but a living guide that would help her navigate the challenges ahead. Later that day, Emily shared her revelation with Anna as they sipped tea in the kitchen. The bond between them had grown stronger, their shared experiences creating a deep and unspoken understanding. "Anna," Emily said, her voice filled with excitement, "I've been thinking a lot about my future, and I feel like I've finally found my calling. I want to specialize in palliative care. I want to help patients and their families through the most challenging times, just like you helped us." Anna's eyes glistened with pride. "That's a noble and beautiful choice, Emily. Your father would be so proud of you. Palliative care requires not just medical knowledge, but immense compassion and empathy. I believe you will be exceptional." Emily smiled, feeling a sense of purpose solidify within her. "Thank you, Anna. Your guidance and support have meant the world to me. I want to honor my father's memory by making a real difference in people's lives." Together, they began to outline a plan for Emily's new focus. They discussed the additional courses she would need, the hospitals and hospices where she could gain experience, and the emotional resilience required for such a path. Anna shared her own experiences, offering insights and encouragement that bolstered Emily's confidence. The days passed in a flurry of activity and preparation. Emily threw herself into her studies with renewed vigor, each step bringing her closer to her goal. She volunteered at a local hospice, where she witnessed firsthand the profound impact of compassionate care. Each patient she met, each family she comforted, reinforced her decision. Emily's journey was not without its challenges. She faced moments of doubt and exhaustion, but Anna was always there, a steadfast presence reminding her of her strength and purpose. Their evenings were filled with long conversations, where they shared stories, dreams, and hopes for the future. One evening, as they sat by the fireplace, Anna handed Emily a small, wrapped package. "This is for you," she said, her eyes shining with a mixture of joy and nostalgia. Emily unwrapped the gift to find a delicate silver locket. Inside was a tiny photo of her father, smiling warmly. "He gave this to me," Anna explained, "and asked me to pass it on to you when you were ready. He wanted you to always carry his love with you, no matter where your journey takes you." Tears welled up in Emily's eyes as she clasped the locket around her neck. "Thank you, Anna," she whispered, her voice filled with emotion. "I will carry his love and your support with me always." As the fire crackled softly, Emily felt a deep sense of peace and determination. She knew her path was set, and with Anna by her side and her father's spirit guiding her, she was ready to face whatever the future held. On a somber winter morning, Emily received a call from the hospice where John was being cared for. His condition had worsened, and the staff believed that he didn't have much time left. A wave of sadness washed over her as she prepared to say goodbye to the man who had not only been her patient but had become a poignant symbol of resilience and hidden depth in her life. When Emily arrived, she found John in a peaceful state, his breathing shallow but steady. She sat beside him, holding his frail hand in hers, feeling the coldness that had begun to creep into his fingers. As she looked at his serene face, memories of their shared moments came rushing back, his cryptic stories, the glint of mischief in his eyes, and the profound conversations that had bridged the gap between nurse and patient. In a soft voice, Emily began to speak, hoping that somewhere in the depths of his consciousness, John could hear her. "John, it's Emily. I'm here with you." She paused, swallowing the lump in her throat. "You've taught me so much about life, about strength, and about embracing the unknown. Thank you for everything." To her surprise, John's eyes fluttered open, and he gave her a faint, knowing smile. "Emily," he whispered, his voice barely audible. "There's something I need to give you." Emily leaned closer, listening intently. John's hand trembled as he reached under his pillow and pulled out a small, weathered journal. "This is for you," he said, pressing it into her hands. "My story. Your story." With tears in her eyes, Emily accepted the journal, realizing it was his final gift, a piece of his soul entrusted to her. "I promise I'll take care of it," she replied, her voice breaking. "And I'll remember you always." John nodded slightly, a peaceful expression settling over his face. "Thank you," he murmured, "for believing in me." As the hours passed, Emily stayed by John's side, reading passages from his journal aloud, each entry revealing fragments of a life filled with trials, triumphs, and an indomitable spirit. She learned of his youthful dreams, the love he had lost, and the regrets that had haunted him. Through his words, she felt a deeper connection to him, understanding the layers that had made up his existence. In the quiet of the room, surrounded by the soft hum of medical equipment, Emily witnessed John's final moments. His breathing grew fainter, and with one last exhale, he slipped away, leaving behind a profound silence. Emily sat there for a while, holding the journal close to her heart, feeling the weight of loss but also a sense of gratitude for having known him. She whispered a silent prayer, hoping that John had found the peace he sought. Later, as she left the hospice, the winter sun cast a gentle glow on the snow-covered ground. Emily felt a renewed sense of purpose. John's story was now a part of her, and she vowed to honor his memory by continuing to offer the compassion and empathy he had inspired in her. In the days that followed, Emily pored over the journal, finding solace in John's words. Each page was a testament to his resilience and the unyielding human spirit. His final message, written in a shaky hand, left her in tears. "Dear Emily, you have a gift for seeing beyond the surface. Use it well. Your kindness has touched my soul, and I leave this world knowing there is goodness in it because of people like you. Live your life fully, and never lose your curiosity. With gratitude, John." Emily closed the journal, feeling an overwhelming sense of love and responsibility. John's legacy would live on through her, guiding her in her journey as a nurse and as a compassionate human being. And with every patient she would care for in the future, she would carry a piece of John's spirit, a reminder that everyone has a story worth telling. After John's passing, Emily found solace in the pages of his journal. Each entry was a window into his soul, revealing the depths of his experiences and emotions. The journal became a cherished possession, one she would revisit often, finding new layers of understanding with each reading. One evening, while flipping through the journal, Emily discovered an envelope tucked between the last few pages. It was addressed to her, the handwriting shaky but unmistakably John's. Her heart pounded as she opened it, the anticipation of his final words enveloping her in a bittersweet embrace. "Dear Emily," the letter began, "if you are reading this, it means I have moved on from this world. There is something I have kept hidden, something I wish to share with you now. In my younger years, I was an artist. My paintings were my life, my passion. But as time passed, I lost touch with that part of myself, burying my dreams under the weight of reality." Emily's eyes widened as she continued to read. John had never spoken of his artistic past, never hinted at the creativity that had once fueled his spirit. She felt a pang of sadness for the dreams he had abandoned, the talents that had lain dormant. "The reason I am telling you this," John continued, "is because I see in you the same fire, the same potential for greatness. You have a gift, Emily, not just in your profession, but in your heart. Do not let the world extinguish that flame. Pursue your passions, follow your dreams, and let your light shine brightly." Tears welled up in Emily's eyes. John's words were a call to action, a reminder to live fully and authentically. She felt a surge of determination, a resolve to honor his memory by embracing the creativity and passion he had seen in her. John's letter concluded with a final, poignant message: "Remember, Emily, life is fleeting. Do not waste a moment. Be brave, be bold, and never forget the impact you can have on those around you. You have the power to change lives, just as you have changed mine. With all my gratitude and love, John." As Emily folded the letter and placed it back in the journal, she felt a profound sense of purpose. John's message had not only touched her heart but had ignited a spark within her. She realized that her journey was far from over, it was just beginning. In the days that followed, Emily took steps to rekindle her own passions. She began painting again, channeling her emotions onto the canvas, letting the colors and shapes tell her story. Each stroke was a tribute to John, a celebration of the creative spirit he had once nurtured in himself. Emily also found new joy in her work as a nurse. She approached each day with renewed compassion, seeing her patients not just as cases to be managed, but as individuals with their own stories and dreams. She listened more intently, offered words of encouragement, and found deeper connections with those she cared for. John's legacy lived on through Emily, his final message a beacon of hope and inspiration. She carried his words with her, a constant reminder to live boldly, to pursue her dreams, and to touch the lives of others with kindness and empathy. In honoring John's memory, Emily discovered a newfound strength within herself. She embraced her journey with open arms, ready to face the challenges and joys that lay ahead. And with each step she took, she felt John's presence, guiding her, encouraging her, and reminding her of the power of a compassionate heart. John's message had transformed her life, giving her the courage to be true to herself and to make a difference in the world. Emily knew that she would never forget him, and that his spirit would always be a part of her, a source of inspiration and love that would continue to shape her journey for years to come. With John's poignant letter forever etched in her heart, Emily embarked on a path of transformation. The once muted colors of her world began to radiate with a newfound vibrancy. Each day brought fresh opportunities to live out John's final wish for her, to pursue her passions and leave an indelible mark on those around her. Emily started by reigniting her love for painting. She turned a spare room in her modest apartment into a studio, its walls gradually adorned with canvases that bore the vivid imprints of her soul. Every brushstroke was a tribute to John, an embodiment of the dreams he had reawakened within her. As her confidence grew, so did the depth and complexity of her work. Emily's paintings became a means of communication, each one a silent dialogue between her heart and the viewers. Her artistic journey extended beyond the confines of her studio. Emily began to share her work with the world, initially hesitant but encouraged by friends and colleagues. She participated in local art shows, her pieces drawing the attention of those who could see the passion and emotion infused in each canvas. The recognition she received was a testament to the impact of John's message, a validation of her decision to follow her dreams. Emily's career as a nurse also flourished. Armed with the wisdom of John's words, she approached her patients with a deeper empathy, understanding that each one had their own story, their own unspoken battles. She listened more intently, her compassionate heart picking up on the nuances that others might miss. Her patients felt the difference, finding solace in her presence and strength in her support. Emily's reputation as a nurse who truly cared spread, and she was often sought after for her unique ability to connect on a personal level. One patient, a young girl named Lily, particularly touched Emily's heart. Lily was battling a chronic illness, her spirit often weighed down by the relentless challenges she faced. Emily saw in her the same flicker of resilience that John had seen in her own eyes. She spent extra time with Lily, sharing stories, painting together, and encouraging her to dream beyond her hospital room. One day, as they painted side by side, Lily looked up at Emily with wide, hopeful eyes. "Do you think I can be an artist too?" she asked, her voice tinged with both uncertainty and longing. Emily smiled, her heart swelling with warmth. "Absolutely, Lily. You have the heart of an artist. All you need is to believe in yourself and let your creativity flow." Those words, simple yet profound, planted a seed of hope in Lily's heart. She began to find joy in her art, her paintings reflecting her journey, her battles, and her triumphs. Emily watched with pride as Lily's confidence grew, knowing that she was helping to nurture a future filled with possibilities. Outside of her professional life, Emily's relationships deepened. She reconnected with old friends and made new ones, each interaction a chance to spread the kindness and compassion that John had inspired in her. She became a beacon of hope for others, her journey of transformation serving as a powerful example of resilience and the impact of a single act of kindness. In her community, Emily started a support group for individuals who were struggling with loss and seeking purpose. The group met weekly, its members sharing their stories, their pain, and their hopes. Emily facilitated the meetings with a gentle strength, creating a safe space where everyone felt heard and valued. The group became a source of comfort and empowerment, its members finding solace in the shared experience of healing and growth. Emily's life had become a tapestry of connections, each thread woven with the love, compassion, and resilience that John had imparted to her. She knew that her journey was far from over, but she faced each day with a renewed sense of purpose and joy. The memory of John and his final message remained a guiding light, illuminating her path and reminding her of the power of a compassionate heart. Through her art, her nursing, and her community, Emily continued to honor John's legacy, living out his wish for her to embrace her passions and touch the lives of others. And in doing so, she found not only her true self, but also a profound sense of fulfillment and happiness. Years passed, and Emily's journey became a testament to the power of love, resilience, and the indelible impact of a compassionate heart. Her story reached far and wide, inspiring countless others to seek their true passions and live authentically. The once quiet and unassuming nurse had become a beacon of hope, her legacy touching lives in ways she had never imagined. Emily's art continued to flourish, her paintings now displayed in galleries and homes around the world. Each piece told a story, capturing moments of joy, sorrow, and everything in between. Her studio, once a solitary refuge, became a vibrant hub of creativity and connection. Artists from all walks of life came to share their work, their dreams, and their struggles, finding in Emily a mentor and friend who understood the transformative power of art. The support group Emily had founded grew into a larger organization dedicated to helping individuals navigate loss and find purpose. The group held workshops, retreats, and community events, offering a safe space for healing and growth. Emily's empathetic leadership created an environment where people felt seen and supported, their journeys toward healing interwoven with the strength and compassion she had fostered. One day, while organizing a community art exhibit, Emily received a letter that brought tears to her eyes. It was from Lily, now a young woman, who had followed her passion for art and was about to graduate from a prestigious art school. In her letter, Lily thanked Emily for believing in her, for nurturing her dreams, and for being a source of unwavering support during her darkest times. "Dear Emily," Lily wrote, "you showed me that even in the midst of pain, beauty can be found. Your kindness and encouragement gave me the courage to pursue my dreams. I hope to one day touch lives as you have touched mine. Thank you for being my guiding star." Emily read the letter with a heart full of pride and gratitude, knowing that her efforts had made a difference. Lily's success was a testament to the ripple effect of kindness and the lasting impact of a compassionate heart. As Emily grew older, she reflected on the journey that had brought her here. She thought of John and the letter that had changed her life. His final message, a catalyst for her transformation, had not only altered her path, but had also created a legacy that would continue long after she was gone. One crisp autumn morning, Emily visited the park where she and John had shared many heartfelt conversations. She sat on a bench, surrounded by the vibrant colors of the changing leaves, and opened a journal she had kept over the years. In its pages were stories of her journey, reflections on the people she had met, and the lessons she had learned. With a pen in hand, Emily wrote a final entry, addressing John as if he were sitting beside her. She thanked him for his love, for his wisdom, and for the courage he had inspired within her. She expressed her gratitude for the life they had shared, for the art they had created together, and for the enduring legacy of love that bound them. "Dear John," she wrote, "your love has been my guiding light, your words a source of strength. As I sit here, surrounded by the beauty of the world, I am reminded of the incredible journey we embarked on together. Your legacy lives on in the hearts of those we touched, in the art we created, and in the love that continues to grow. Thank you for everything. With all my heart, Emily." As she finished writing, Emily closed the journal and looked up at the sky, feeling a deep sense of peace. She knew that her journey was far from over, but she also knew that she had honored John's memory in the most profound way possible, by living a life filled with love, compassion, and purpose. In that moment, Emily felt a gentle breeze rustle the leaves around her, as if John were there, whispering words of encouragement and love. She smiled, knowing that his spirit would always be with her, guiding her through the challenges and joys that lay ahead. Emily's legacy of love and compassion continued to inspire those around her, a reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness can create ripples that touch countless lives. Her story, one of resilience, transformation, and the enduring power of the human spirit, would be remembered and cherished for generations to come.